So you're done with her. You're ready to get divorced. This video is for you. I'm going to lay out your options, what it looks like, and a brief summary. So you really have three options. I'm going to lay out all three of those, then we're going to go into in more detail. First off, though, this video is really only for men who this is your first marriage and you have kids and you're about to get divorced. Or you're thinking about it. Maybe you're just entertaining the idea. So I want to tell you how that actually looks and what that actually can be. What your options really are. So first, the three options, real quick. The first one's divorce. And everybody's going to tell you this is the good option. This is the easy option. You get divorced, and then you can start over and find someone who's actually going to be what you want a wife to be. Second option, and you'll find a lot of people who do this, and you'll find a lot of people who will recommend this. This is the miserable option. I'm not going to make a decision option. You just stay with her for the kids. And then maybe you'll get divorced in 20 years when the kids move out. And the third option is the ridiculous option that no one's going to tell you is a good idea, and that is to stay married and try to get your wife to love you and fix it. That's just crazy talk. So, first option, divorce. In your mind, when you think this out, you're thinking, I got to get rid of my wife, because there's so much that's happened. We don't love each other anymore. It's not fixable. I'm just done with it. You think, okay, there's going to be a painful period. There's going to be a painful period where you actually do the break and go through the court and all that stuff. And you're going to have, you're going to have to pay child support to her. But you're going to get this fresh start. You're going to be able to find someone else, someone better, someone more fitting. Yeah, see, you're thinking she's going to be younger and prettier, thinner, and she's going to admire you and look up to you and be more willing in the bedroom, which is a big thing for us guys. That's what you're thinking is going to happen. But the reality is, divorce doesn't work like that. I mean, sure, we may know someone somewhere that has had that experience, but in general, that doesn't really actually happen. Because here's what actually happens. You file for divorce, and in most cases, the woman makes out a lot better than the man financially. She's going to get child support. She might get alimony. So automatically, and she's probably going to get custody of the kids. Automatically, you have custody of the kids every other weekend, every other holiday, right? You're paying her child support. You might be paying her alimony. And every time there's a dentist visit, an orthodontist visit, a doctor's visit, you get half, and she sends you the bill and you have to pay her, or you face the courts. But it's not just that. Those are the easy things to think about. You also have education costs. So if in 8th grade the class goes to Washington, D.C. to see the Smithsonian, you get half of that. And you think, oh, well, that's only till the kid's 18. No, in most states, you're paying half of college. So it could be until the kid's well into their 20s that you're still dealing with this woman on a regular basis, financially. And then visitations, you're going to see this woman for the rest of your life, or until the kids are grown, every other weekend at the very least. Right? So then think about the finances. The finances. Look at statistics, and depending on which ones you believe, like 2/3 of your net worth are eviscerated. And then you have the ongoing expenses that I've already mentioned. So you're whatever you have now is almost completely gone, and what you're going to have in the future is going to be a lot less than it is now. Then let's talk about that cute little hottie you're going to hook up with after all this is said and done. Ask yourself, what woman is going to be interested in you, a dad, a divorced dad, who she can't see every other weekend, and maybe she wants you to take her to see Miss Saigon in 3 weeks, but that's the weekend that you have the kid. And what dad who's any good as a human being wants to sacrifice his weekend with his kids so he can go hang out with his girlfriend at the theater? What girl wants that man who's willing to do that? And then every other holiday she can't spend with you, or if she does, she's going to be spending it with you and his kid, and his kid's not going to like you because you're the interloper, because that's how children are going to see your new girlfriend, is she's the interloper. She's not mom. So Think that through. Divorce happens, you're broke, and you're not with the hottie. You might find someone. Second option, the I'm not going to make a decision option. The I'm going to be miserable for the next 20 years option. A lot of people do this. God bless them. Because there's good intention behind it. You want to stay married for the kid. Because children of divorce, let's be honest, especially boys, you're basically sabotaging your kid's life if you get divorced, statistically speaking. Look it up. Look up what happens to kids when they get kids of single moms. It's pretty ugly. But so you're going to stay together. Smart decision. Good, wholesome decision. But you're basically sacrificing your happiness for the next decade to 2 decades. You're just saying, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be miserable with this troll of a human being for the next 20 or however long. And you think you're doing it for the kids, but think that through. I mean, there's 2 things that parents do that really embarrass their kids. One is they go kissy face in front of the kids, and especially if the kids have friends over, and mom and dad are kissing and being sweetie and cutie and smacking each other on the fanny. That's embarrassing. But what might be even more embarrassing is when they're fighting in front of you, or God forbid, in front of your friends. But that's going to be you. If you stay married to this woman for the next 20 years, that's going to be you. And you will have wasted 20 years with someone that you hate. And she hates you. And then in 20 years, you're going to divorce and then you're going to start over? I mean, look at you now. You're not much of a catch now. In 20 years, it's going to be even worse. So then you have the third option, which is the ridiculous option, which no one that you know, I'm pretty sure no one you know is going to tell you this is the good option, and that is to stay married to her and make her love you. Make her fall back in love with you. But I'm here to tell you that's really your only option. Unless there's something absolutely insane going on. That's really your only option. So let's go back to that cutie you're going to date. Let me tell you some things your wife has. I don't know your wife, but I'm going to let's just assume the worst about your wife and the best about that other person. Let's say your wife has gained a lot of weight and she's gotten ugly. She quit wearing makeup and her hair's jacked up. She's cut it all off. She doesn't dress attractively anymore. She treats you like crap and y'all haven't been in the bedroom together in a year. And the girl you could be with is hot and slender and young and willing and loves you and praises you in public. There's a couple things your wife has over her, and this is also why I didn't want divorced people to watch this video. When you and your wife got married, your dreams for the future did not involve divorce. They didn't have anything to do with divorce. Divorce wasn't in the picture. You and this woman were going to grow old together, and you were going to have holidays where your kids came over, and their kids came over. You had grandkids with you and your wife. That young hottie you could hook up with will never be the mother of your children. She will never be the woman you married with plans that you had for the rest of your life. She'll never be that. She'll always be the replacement. She'll always be the one you went to when you screwed up the first one. She'll never be the mother of your kids. She'll never be the mother of your kids to your kids. She'll never be the mother of your kids to your family. She'll always be the second wife. It's not pretty. You know, no one gets married with the intention of getting divorced. But if that's what you do, if you get divorced, it's a surrender. I can't do this. I failed. I can't do this. So there's a huge reason to make it work for real between you and your wife. And to do that takes work. It takes work. It's kind of a cliche. It takes a lot of work to make a marriage work. Well, yeah. And let me tell you what kind of work that means. That means, like, you actually have to rededicate yourself to wooing her and to convincing her to love you. And you have to be willing to be the punching bag for a while. You have to be willing to do the work while the other person doesn't. Because you can put all sorts of effort into a marriage and not get any reciprocation for months or years. You gotta be willing to do that. So this is my advice. Get this through your heart and your head before you do this. So it comes out in your own words. You say something like, honey, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love. And I love you, but I want to be in love with you always. And so this isn't about avoiding divorce, although it is. This isn't about the bedroom, although maybe it is a little bit. But the truth is I just want us to have what we always wanted to have. And so I'm dedicating myself to loving you and winning you every day, to winning this relationship, to making you fall in love with me, whatever works for you. And then you actually start doing it. And tell her, I'm going to screw up. I'm not perfect. I'm going to screw up. I might screw up later today. But when I screw up, I want to admit that I've screwed up. And I know I've screwed up in the past. And look, admit to those things. If you know something you did that was a real screw up, like you insulted her mom or her dad or whatever, admit to it. Own up to it. And then start dedicating yourself to win her over. You know, if she's a girl that likes chocolates, bring her chocolate. Put a reminder on your cell phone. You can do this. Go on your phone. Every 2 weeks, buy chocolates for your wife. Whatever it is, or flowers, or whatever. Take out the trash without being asked. Quit leaving your underwear on the floor. I don't know, whatever it is that bothers her. The little things. And it might take months before you get some reciprocation. And you may get some negative responses at first because she's going to be suspicious. But that's, of the three options that you have in front of you, that's the only one that makes any sense. If you love your kids, that's the only one that makes any sense. If you want you to be happy, really happy, as in satisfied, fulfilled with your life, that's the only one that makes any sense. If you want the bedroom to be fantastic, not just for a night or two, but for the rest of your life, it's the only one that makes any sense. And it's funny, we think of religion and the church and the Bible, all its dogmatic rules. And it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to do those stupid things the Bible says, but then you think about it. Man, it's the only thing that makes any sense. Don't get divorced. Make it work. And, yeah. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And if you came here looking for vintage videos, I have more of those coming up shortly in a few days. All right.